not a football fan. I just wanted to find the atmosphere of an England football night again. This time in a bar in Shanghai. Instead, the room was full of Argentina supporters. 6 hours earlier, my evening looked much quieter. And I was trying to make myself look like a convincing England supporter. Gent was on the bed. 我走了啊，你乖乖在家里好不好？ I lived in England for several years. On football night, the streets and pubs seemed to lose their mind. In my first 30-odd years of my life, I had never seen crowd that mad. I'll be back in hours.
I left the aircon at 26 degrees and a warm light on for Gent.
I'm June, in my 41, and lately my life has been very quiet. Shanghai was settling down for the night. The driver will arrive in, I think, 2 minutes. The match would begin at 3 in the morning. I had already bought a ticket and left my cat at home to watch England at midnight. Outside, Shanghai was almost empty. That was the first difference. In England, a football night often began before you reached the pub. Here, the city seemed to be sleeping through it. Before I had ever reached the bar, I found this supermarket so busy. I wasn't expecting to find an Aldi in Shanghai. 你这怎么没有英格兰的呀？没有英格兰。为啥？ I had come looking for the madness of an England football night. Instead, I walked into what already felt like an Argentina party. Most people here seem to be supporting Argentina, not England. There were familiar details. A crowded bar, hints on the counter, and the apple cider I first came across in China. For several minutes, my main concern was finding somewhere to sit down and eat. All the seats were taken, and so I ate standing in the aisle and watched the room fill up, and the Argentina supporters were already dancing. The England supporters were still gathering their courage. The room was divided very clearly between red and blue. I began asking people why they had chosen a side. 请问您是哪一边的呀？
我中立。中立。这个阿根廷。
您肯定是阿根廷的。
其实我之前是贝克汉姆的时候是看英格兰，因为现在英格兰这些人太菜了，你知道吗？所以就不看了。
原来这样啊？为什么呢？为什么？
我是曼联球迷。
哦，原来这样。是哪一边的？英格兰的还是阿根廷的？
阿根廷，喜欢梅西嘛？
喜欢梅西是吧？多年了吗？
最起码20年了。
20年了。 One man had supported Messi for 20 years. That was almost half of my lifetime.
England nearly scored.
For the past few months, my emotions had often risen and fallen with my mom's illness. So tonight, I just wanted a few hours in which the feelings belonged to me.
England scored first, Argentina equalized soon after.
And then Argentina scored again. the blue and white half of the room exploded. The English supporters seemed to fold quietly into themselves. And this small boy had begun the night wearing red. After Argentina scored, he changed into blue and white. At first, I thought he was a football chameleon. Then I realized he might simply be against England. After the final whistle, Argentina had won 2-1. I look at the English supporters around me. Their disappointment was completely sensory. Mine was too. In that moment, I was simply feeling emotions of my own. Excitement, nervous, disappointment, and truly happy for the Argentina's fans.
It's over. Shanghai has woke up.
That was when I understood why I had come. I thought I was looking for something familiar. In fact, I was looking for one day or even just a few hours when my feelings did not rise and fall with my mother's emotions and could belong to me alone. The city was beginning its day as I was ending my night. When I opened the door, Gent was still on the bed.
Gent is still on bed waiting me.
Almost exactly where he had been 6 hours earlier. The room looked unchanged. I had gone out for a football match I barely understood, and for a few hours, the night, including the excitement, disappointment, had been my own.